And we're back. The TAKful Creator here. Okay, let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice, and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, grace, mercy, and favor watch over us and lead us to the reign of God. Ashe. Okay, so in our last reading, the doves wanted to fall out. And if you watch that reading, which I'll add it to the end of this one, or I'll try to add it somewhere in here, if you were able to watch that reading, or once you watch that reading, you'll see like there wasn't much dove-like energy there. It was more so like a relationship massacre. A relationship massacre. And then it says kill/die with the sadness and seasonal depression, right? Because in that reading, it says seasonal. Okay? So that's what that was all about. But in this reading, we're going to tap more into like these 2 or 3 cards that fell out. And it was like, oh no, this is a sub reading, right? The feminine energy there or the masculine energy there is, you know, connected to someone that is a holy union, right? It's a divine relationship, like a soulmate relationship. But it was energy for another reading. So here is the other reading so we can kind of get some information on it. Okay? So, let's see, Divine, what do you want us to know? And when we talk about the Divine, we're talking about the All, the Creator, the I Am, the Great, I Am, the Universal God. That is the same God in all religions, right? That's who we're calling on. That's who we're speaking on. Ooh. So I see we don't really need much from the cards that we went in. Maybe those cards are speaking more about the ills of society, right? So if you heard ILL, maybe you need to focus on sickness, right? Maybe you need to focus on someone getting ill around you or feeling, you know, not the best around you. If you heard EEL, like the animal, right, like the snake that's in the water that can electrocute things, then you need to look up the symbolism behind that. Okay, and just like that, we have some we have some information. Okay, so there is some kind of reconciliation that is on between 2 lovebirds. Now we don't really know the full energies of these lovebirds, so the energies could be both masculine, both feminine, a masculine and feminine. You know, 2 energies that, you know, don't claim either, 2 androgynous energies, whatever the case is. But just know that it's a holy divine union. And yes, you can have holy divine unions with the same sex, right? It's all about energy. Okay, so this reconciliation is a divine fated occurrence. Okay, and it's going to feel like your first day of school, which is a great thing, right? Why? Because like most relationships, right, you have that what is it, the cupcake phase, right? And the divine wants you to see that in you, kind of nurturing your growth, nurturing yourself, and allowing your frequency to increase. You are aligning with your soul partner that is doing the same. Okay, and because you are constantly having this new growth and you're constantly turning into a new person and constantly evolving, it's going to feel like your first day all over again. It's going to feel like the cupcake phase over and over and over again. You're going to have a lifelong cupcake phase because you guys are constantly growing into new people, right? It's like you're meeting each other all over again, all over again, and all over again. It's amazing. Okay? And in essence, this is a karmic relationship. Okay? Now, why did this card fall out when we're talking about a divine fated occurrence with the doves? Now we can say that maybe a karmic relationship needed to end, and that's what that other reading was talking about, in order for this reconciliation to be on in a very holy way. Or it's saying that we speak about karma in such a negative way all the time to kind of push fear and push the scales, right? To show that, you know, karma tips the scales in such a negative way. But karma can also tip the scales in a very positive way. If you're constantly being a good person, if you're constantly giving your heart, and you're constantly, doing the Lord's work, you're going to be returned with the same type of energy. It may not be the Lord's work and people's kindness, but you're going to get the same energetic offering returned to you in the way that you need it most in that moment. Okay? So maybe in this lifetime, what you need most is someone who is constantly going to grow with you. Right? So you end one karmic relationship for another karmic relationship that is a positive one, right? That is only offered to you because you put in the effort to deserve it. Okay? Because that's what karma is. You give what you get, right? You get what you give, you get what you give, right? So if you're wanting to get, and you're wanting to get after you've given so many great things, you can't say, oh, well, you're not going to get any karma if that's the universal law of how everything works. No, you're just going to get positive karma, okay? And this is going to show up in a reconciliation named a holy divine union. But there's going to be some kind of unplanned experience, right, that's going to thrust this reconciliation, okay? This is, in a sense, checkers, not chess. So chess is usually like you kind of have to think 10 steps ahead, 10 steps behind, and fill in the blanks. With checkers, you only have to think 1 step ahead, or maybe 2 steps ahead. Okay? And that's kind of where the safety of this relationship really lies. Okay? Now, what do I mean safety? Well, when you're in a divine union, you don't really have to worry about such brass negativity, such aggressiveness, such confrontation. You don't have to really think about too many woes. It's more like little life lessons, little level ups along the way, right? It's more of a grounding endeavor, and that's what we're getting by this brown energy, right? It's more grounding, right? It's natural, it's nurturing, it's nourishing. You get what I'm saying? It feeds, but also can house, but also can help build, but then also can, be moved out the way so something else can be put there, right? That also helps the alignment. Like, that's what I'm getting here. Okay? Now, you have to listen closely to the music, right? Because it's telling you ways of seeing this opportunity for what it is. Okay? So here we're talking about this is an amazing relation, but in your experience, it could be, this weird person that's, constantly nagging you about something. And what you have to do is listen to the music that plays around this person, and you can understand why that nagging is happening, right? It's only nagging you is because it's speaking to a part of your soul that subconsciously can hear it, but your conscious is not aware of it. You get what I'm saying? You're having a lack of luck there. So you're being called to really sit and listen to the lyrics, right? The intention behind the song. Not really the beat, not really like how it's sung, how the riffs are. You're really thinking about like the essay, the structure, like how the words were put together, why they were put together and like this. Like, take yourself back to school. That's the whole reason why you learned the skills then. Like, you didn't just, go to school as a daycare. Like, you went to school so you can learn certain skill sets that are supposed to propel you in the rest of your life, okay? So something happened in March. I'm getting March Madness. There was a sinner, and that's a damn shame. And honestly, it's because that they were using more of their threatening powers to push people away. They kind of were going into a hermit mode, but a hermit mode that was like really dramatic. You get what I'm saying? Like, in everyone's face. Like, you couldn't not see it. Okay? And it's because they needed to have this ascension, right? They're going through the dark night of soul, right? Dark night of soul, yeah. The dark night of soul, in order to be this phoenix rising. You get what I'm saying? In order to, like a butterfly, go into a cocoon and turn, morph, transition, transform into its true essence. Right? And its true essence, being a butterfly, is symbolically like beautiful, like aesthetically ideal, and all of this other stuff, right? But just know that you are collaborating with the divine. There was a collaboration with the divine. Which means if you knew this energy once before and you didn't feel like you meshed well, there was something that happened in March that really thrusted this person into their spiritual growth, right? Their spiritual ascension. And by them doing the work, it mirrored all the work that you were doing. And now your souls can be in alignment, right? That's where the reconciliation is, okay? But again, there's a part of you that doesn't want to see it. It's not believing it. It's not accepting it because of maybe other energies that are tainting this. Because when anything is too good, you have to have those that kind of want to ruin it, right? Like Vine. I really miss Vine. I know TikTok's a thing, but Vine, those 6 seconds, bro, they told you in your face, like, 6 seconds. We are shifting everyone's consciousness to need stimulation in 6 seconds. With TikTok, and Instagram and all of this back and forth, it's just a way to manipulate the environment and deceive. At the end of the day, what's the point of deceiving us if we don't have a choice to begin with? Just tell us straight on and let us go into it. Either way, that's just me. I digress on that. So, one or both of these energies may have Capricorn aspected in their chart, highly aspected. And what I mean, like, aspected in their chart, like, it could be that Pluto's in Capricorn. And because everyone in their generation has Pluto in Capricorn, they have it in common, right? Because they're part of the same generation. That's what I'm getting by Cap vibes. Like, it's not the sun or moon sign. If it is for you, like, look at that. That's lucky. But, like, I'm not really being called to say that. Corn? Is someone eating corn? Do you need corn? Maybe you should stop eating corn if you're having digestive issues. Corn and Capri Suns. That's what I'm seeing. Capri Sun and corn. Whatever. They're not seeing that, the energy that they're involving themselves with, or that they are the goat, right? They're seeing themselves more as maybe like a sheep, right? So think of it like when we're speaking in colloquialisms and we're like, oh, you're the goat, we're speaking on like the blueprint, that unique one and only. And when we're speaking on sheep, it's usually of a herd, and you're following the leader, right? There's no uniqueness there, there's no separation there. And if there is separation, like, that meant almost immediate death, right? Because another animal can prey on you, or you don't have the resources to thrive. So with this goat in reverse, I'm getting more like sheep energy, right? Like, you're not seeing the bigger picture. You're not seeing that people need to develop, people need to grow. No, they're not going to be perfect right now. Perfect, and what I mean by that is, like, when you're 60 years old and you want to talk about, like, the person you evolved into and how amazing you were, like, that's who you're looking at. It's just they haven't evolved into that person yet. That's the whole point of you two being on this soul mission together, so that you both can evolve and grow, which is a beautiful thing. But it's going to take, like, removing this mental entrapment, right? And what is the mental entrapment? It could be the brainwashing, social brainwashing. You feeling like, you need the perfect partner in order to continue. You feeling like there shouldn't be bumps and hurdles, issues, whatever complications that may arise. Like, you feel like that shouldn't be a part of this dove-like holy union, when in actuality, it is the major point. It is the foundation. You see how these are in the forefront, and then you see in the back here we have the complications, and it's next to the judgment gavel. What we're saying here symbolically is that behind any divine union, right, any awesome couple, it would take being able to form positive judgments when complications arise. The foundation of a relationship is how to work through problems, and what is the best way to work through those problems, okay? Because how do you work through the problem? You learn, but what is the best way of learning? That's where you're stumped, because now you're dealing with multiple energies, different backgrounds, having to offer their own information and compromise, and deal with the emotional baggage and the triggers from childhood and the PTSD and the trauma and the social obligations, the anxiety, the stress, bills, whatever the case is, like, just strain overall. And then, mind you, you still have to breeze through this problem, It's a lot. Especially if, you know, you guys are new in each other's lives, or, you know, you're younger. I mean, at any point of your development, like, it's not going to be entirely easy. There's going to be hard and soft falls. But it's not supposed to leave anyone in a mental entrapment. Okay? That's where these messages are really important, is to let you know, like, yeah, you're going through hell, but it's necessary. Don't think you're doing anything wrong. You're actually doing it right. You know, you have to see the bigger picture, and that's what's also symbolically offered by the Capricorn energy that's in the forefront, too, with this dove-like energy, right? This holy union is more karmic. You did what you needed to do in order to be blessed in this way. But over here, in order for you guys to seem like lovebirds, right? You're blessed with your soulmate, but for you to appear like lovebirds to everyone else, you have to see the bigger picture, and that sometimes the minute details may cause a rift, like these complications. It shouldn't send you into a mental entrapment, and it shouldn't want to send you outdoors. I'm getting sports, like that would be the more positive way of kind of maybe nurturing the competitiveness, or whatever can be seen as like negative in the karmic type of relationship, so that, you know, you're constantly working to reconcile, you're constantly working to evolve and grow, right? But realize none of this is going to happen until, you know, you're able to work through things. I'm not really getting any financial bliss or financial abundance here. I'm gauging more so that the finances are already taken care of. The focal point is, how are you showing up in this love relationship? Okay, so dove, you know, with this slash over here, you move the slash, you have loved, loves, you know, D is 4, which is listening. 0 is 16, which is simplicity. V is 22, which is trust. E is 5, which is change. And then S is 19, which is grace. So even looking at the numerology associated with the word doves, it's all about calming a storm to create harmony. But you wouldn't understand what harmony is unless there was a storm that was calmed, right? You have to see the difference. So where this reconciliation is constantly going to be a thing, you're going to constantly maybe sever ties for a moment to gather yourselves to then recollect, for you to have a more powerful, again, holy union. You have to be able to flow with it. You have to be able to see the signs and synchronicities of things that are around you. And yes, ouch, it might be a hard fall, but you have to trust in the divine that things were purposely orchestrated for both energies' highest means together, even though the situation may have pushed you guys apart for a short period of time. Just know that in any relationship, that's what's going to happen for the rest of your life. But let that time period be short, because you understand what to do when complications arise, and a connection, you know, is meant to, you know, withstand anything, withstand everything. Okay, so we can ask the divine. Let's see. Oh, pendulum. Oh, where art thou? See, the divine's like, do you even need me today? You are on a roll. I know. Roll, baby, roll. Okay. Can you show me yes? Thank you. Can you show me no? Thank you. Oh, that we're on the wrong track? You're right. And that maybe we need to double back and get back on the right track. You're right. You're saying that I didn't need the pendulum. Okay. So on that note, I will see us soon. I wish this beautiful divine union all the best. I'll see you soon. Until the next.